ChatToJP, our Friday series where we look at some of the latest AI news that's going on around the world. And this week, I thought we would focus on the big thing which is happening all over the place. It's earnings calls. That's right. Earnings calls are happening all over. And in the news this week, we have seen both Google, Apple, and the big guy, Amazon, thinking about what they are going to announce in the world of generative AI. So I thought we'd get into it. So let's take a look. First up is Amazon. So this is Andy Jassy. For those of you who still think that Jeff Bezos is in charge of Amazon, just be reminded that that's not true anymore. Sorry, you're up there. Andy Jassy, who is the CEO of the main Amazon business, said on the Q2 earnings call that happened on Thursday this week that the company is trying to build basically generative AI and AI in general into every part of its series. They've got multiple initiatives going on at the moment. Here is reporting from The Verge saying that the generative AI work that's going on ranges from making them more cost effective and streamlined in their businesses. It's happening in the stores business in AWS, and also there are aspects, as it says here, that's going on in Alexa as well as in the entertainment businesses. Obviously, we care about the Alexa bit, not just because we care about Amazon and Alexa in general, but obviously we care about Alexa. If you want more on that, I did a video earlier this week about the idea of Alexa GPT and what that's going to look like. So please go dig into that over there. So we are going to see, I think, a lot more AI related stuff coming out of Amazon in the next couple of weeks. They've got this big event that's happening in September, as highlighted here, happening on September 20th, where we're expecting them to let us know about new devices that are coming out. But I think it's also probably going to be likely we will see some of this LLM-powered Alexa work coming out then as well. So stay tuned for more coming from Amazon. I think there's going to be a lot that we are going to see from them in the coming weeks. Now, it's not just Amazon, of course. All of the guys are up to it, and guys and girls, I should say, part of the big tech companies, and no less are Apple up to this as well. Apple are doing quite well at the moment. As you can see here, reporting from CNBC, they've beaten off their expectations, and services in particular has driven some of their growth. There's been a dip in overall iPhone sales, but overall they are up, revenue up from 1.8 billion to 81.69. Revenue down a touch, but iPhone revenue also down by a little bit. But services revenue is estimated to be up around about 8%. And that, I think, really matters, because the more you think about Apple as a company, you have to begin to see it not just as a hardware company, but a services company as well. And those software and services, things like iCloud, things like Siri, and many of the other things that run on top of the Apple infrastructure, including their financial products like Apple Card in the US and Apple Pay. These things are the things that are making them more money over time. And of course, as more people get locked into the Apple ecosystem, particularly in the US, it's now something like 75% market share for the iPhone. It is becoming the dominant place that people are going to interact with AI services. And we know from the earnings call and other things that they've been mentioning that AI is also something they are really digging into. AI is expected to come to many other parts of the platform. Again, if you want to dig into that, earlier this week, there was another video that I did about what it would look like if Apple launched their own GPT service. We think they're working on something inside the business. I'll be keen to see if that shakes out. So Apple are up to it too. Now, not just Apple, not just Amazon, but we can't go on without talking about Google. They also had an earnings call earlier in the week. Sorry for this unsexy slide. This is a transcript. Thanks to the guys at The Verge again for finding this for us of the earnings call. And I think there's some really interesting things in here for us, particularly in the world of search. We know that back at I/O, they launched this new Palm 2 model and the generative search experiences, SGE, which is this kind of trial platform for the place that they're going to be launching this whole experience, I suppose, of generative AI, and in search particular. We've also seen a lot of rumors this week that Assistant is going to get a lot of updates coming later in the year through this generative AI platform, particularly the Palm models that are powering it. And as we can see here from reporting, this is Sundar speaking at the most recent earnings call earlier in the week. Of course, I've now lost it as I'm talking to you. That, yes, they are excited to share progress later in the year. And in particular, they are excited about the prospect that AI is coming to nearly all of these platforms. they found that generative AI can connect the dots for people as they explore topics in projects. And he's also saying that it's a jumping off point for exploring the web. Now, the other main thing that I think we're interested in here is what's this going to mean for Google's advertising business. One of the things that's been missing from a lot of the stuff we've seen with like Bard and these experiences that they've been working on with generative search is the ads business. But here we get some insight into what's going to go on there. So it says in this transcript from Sundar, we are testing and evolving placements and formats and giving advertisers tools to take advantage of generative AI. Now, that might be using advertising tools like A/B testing, for example, or using generative AI to create ads in the first place. But also, he does mention here about placements. I think that that's going to be really important when we think about the future of this generative AI ad experience. There will have to be places that they put these ads. We can't just see a new version of Google that doesn't have advertising in it. But moreover, the thing that we're really excited here at Vixen, I think, is about the prospect that these large language models are now going to begin to power search experiences. And that's not just going to be on the Google front, but it's also going to be on the Bing front, obviously, because of ChatGPT's integration over there. And that also, I think, potentially bodes interestingly for Alexa as well, because obviously the Alexa search is also powered by Bing. So we're going to see a lot of change. I think there's a lot to be paying attention to in these earnings call results and news. Would love your thoughts on this in the comments below. Let me know what you think. But overall, I hope this was a helpful little insight into what's been going on this week. If you're liking these videos, I would always appreciate a like and a comment and stuff like that below. You've been on the internet long enough now to know how that works. But particularly feedback. Feedback would be great. Is this stuff helpful? What would you like to see more of, less of? Please do let me know. All right, that's it from me. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'll see you again soon.